Yeah, you know what? I've been in and out of prison since what? Since the age of 15, 14, 15. Yeah, from Ashford all the way to finish off at the Mount. And I've done so much. I've been in so many prisons. If not on a 1074, I've been on the wings. Yeah, I've had a bad life. You know what I mean? I've had a really, really bad life. I've nearly been killed 3 or 4 times, but in prison as well. So I've got a story. My book is just it's just really so good. It's so much content. It took 2.5 years to make this book, so it goes to show you what it's like. Like I've had it also every week for an hour. So you can imagine how this book is the content is so much content in it. I've always prayed that one day that I'll be able to get a book of my life story. Yeah, I've been sexually abused, molested. I've been so much going on in my life. Yeah, and then a friend of mine, Terry Ailey, put so much money into my book. And then we was able to do it. And I like a lot of people out there. They never ever thought they thought I was lying. They thought, oh yeah, he's saying about a book, like he says about other things, and we sat and have you. I've never lied. I've always kept it low as I can. Just to tell people I've got a book coming. Yeah, we've got a book. We've been hearing about it for years. You still ain't got the book out. Yeah. Well, it's like everything, isn't it? When something's so close, it's like now waiting to be released from prison. It's like waiting for a week or 2 weeks. That date of you being released is days are so long. Yeah. So I'm doing day by day. Yeah. It's like Monday to you get late. You'll start late till 12 o'clock. It's going to be Tuesday. You know what I mean? It goes on like that. Yeah. And so the book writer today, my mate, Matt Trollope. It's a name you can't forget. Matt Trollope. He's a nice guy. He's put so much into this book, mate. He's put absolutely so much into this book. He's a good friend now. He knows more about me than I know about myself. Yeah. So I'm more excited than most people out there that want to read my book. I want to read it, mate. It's my life, yeah. So I want to read it more than anybody because there's so much going on in the book. I think I get all confused. I've got so many stories. I've got literally about 100 more stories. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem possible, but when you're being through the life I've been through, and people I've been with, you hold a lot back. But this, it's there now. It's right there. The other day I said to people that it's on Amazon, but you can't buy it. It is a mate of mine, Jamie Bennett, a very good friend of mine. I told him he went on Amazon and he got it. He got the book. He just shows him the cover of it. Another one of my Fish and Terry, my other mate, Terry. They've both been on Amazon for the book. It shows you the back of the book. It shows you the front of the book. So you think people will say, well, it's not on Amazon, but it is. It is, but you can't order it yet. Yeah, you can order it Friday. Friday is when this book is going to go onto Amazon and be released. That's when all the books come. Everything's done Friday. I've been told. I get either Thursday or Friday. I get a book. I get a book in my hand. And I want to go like that, put it straight on the camera, and let everybody see it. And I can't wait. It's something. I'm not very. I can't read. I've never been able to read. I mean, when I was in prison, when I was on my IPP, you had to do courses. So I mean, I used to stay up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm very dyslexic, and it took ages to get into it, but I eventually had to get out. Yeah, so it's the same as the book. It would take me a long time. So I want to get someone to read the book to me. As I said before, Matt Trollope, he read a bit of the book, a couple of pages in, and believe me, it made me tearful. It made my mate Terry Ailey tearful. It made Matt Trollope, even the guy that wrote the book, tearful. It's sad. It's so sad what's going on in my life. You know what I mean? People, this is like people take the piss. Yeah. There's no these people take the piss. They're just like complete. They're like you got them, haven't you? You got them on every YouTube. These silly people that come out with silly remarks. You know what I mean? But it's part of YouTube. It's what happens. You get all these silly people that got nothing better to do on their computers or on their silly little phones. Got to have a bit of mouth. I mean, it's so good on the phone. Do you know what I mean? It's so good. They're so good on the phone. They're so good on their laptop. But face to face, they might even pass in the street. And I suppose when they pass in the street, they're so frightened that you might recognise them. Even though you can't see their faces, they're frightened that you might know their faces, yeah? So they'll run and hide, they hide in shop doorways and then sort of things. They don't come up, you don't see the actual face, it's what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? But me, listen, if I see them in the street, I'd shake their hands, mate. There's been loads of people in the streets, I've been to Richmond, Kew, Brentford. I've been where I live all round the gap, and people come at me out of the way and all that game to have photographs with me, and it's nice, The other day I was walking down White Street and a guy come up to me and he said, "I watch your channel all the time, mate." I said, "Come and have a nice photograph with me, yeah?" And it was nice, you know what I mean? It was like today, I was with Terry Haley, another guy he knows, Big Tom. This guy is massive, mate. This guy's 6'5", 21 stone, a giant of a man, scrap man, yeah? Huge. One big, powerful man. He got hold of my hand. His hand ran my hand twice. You know what I mean? Powerful. I had a photograph taken with him. A nice geezer, mate. And they put me into other people, that want to take pictures with me. And, it was just so nice. Not so nice. And, like, to think there's a lot of people out there that would love to read my book now. Me to sign it and all that. That's why we are going to have a book signing. I am going to have maybe 2-3 boxes of books myself Friday or Thursday. So I'm excited there, you know what I mean? I'm excited that even to see my book, and I might, there's a few people I know that want to buy my book, and well, not a few, but there's loads of people I know, personal people, and I might go around their places and give them the book, but not sign it for them, just sell them the book, not sign it, get them to bring it to the signing so I can do it there and then, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, just to sell some books, just to sell, a couple of hundred books. A couple of hundred books is nothing. It might even go to one person for Christmas, because some people who ask me, they want 10, 20 books for Christmas presents, you know what I mean? It's out of bad things, yeah, in your life, yeah, bad things, mate. I've done some terrible things, and I've done a couple of podcasts and videos. I remember doing one with Lad Bible. This guy Luke got me onto Lad Bible from my mate Christian Morgan, who's used to be KON TV. Now he's Guilty TV. He's one of the nicest guys you can meet. Fantastic at what he does. His podcast, yeah, really good. Me and him got banned together because we said things you shouldn't have said about Tommy Robinson and all that crap, so people didn't like that, So anyway, it's like, when I was sort of like going to meet people, and people, come up to me, "Hello, Ray," this, that, and the other, and I take pictures with them, and Matt, sort of all us people together, we think to ourselves, you know what I mean? We've all gone through so much. Every one of us have gone through a lot in our lives, yeah? We've all gone through problems, yeah? And I've gone through so many problems in my life, more problems than most, yeah? More problems than most, And as I say, walk through the high street and people come by and not quite sure if it's you, you know what I mean? The only times they notice me is when I might wear a hat like this, yeah? A cap, they come over and if I don't wear it, they don't really recognise me, you know what I mean? Believe it or not. And yeah, it's and I talk to people about it, about my story, and the stories that I've got are just crazy, man. crazy, you know, from a child. And all the books, most of the books that I've ever read, you know, there isn't any about it as a child. Maybe the Craze. I don't really know. I've read a bit about the Craze, but a lot of them are not just about prison, you know, and going leading up to prison, not as a child. Mine's just from a child upwards and ends up in the Mount prison, yeah. And you know, later on, also from the Mount, you know, that I get put to a hostel. You know, everything's in it from a hostel, and it goes on and on and on. And you know, once we finished my book, I've done loads of stories on YouTube. You know, by and you know, my mate Matt Trollope said, "Well, look, we can't put no more into this book because one, it's never going to be finished, and two, it'd be too big. It'd be like thousands of pages. You know, at the minute I think is about 360 something like pages, and that's good for a book. You know, I think there's something like 26, 29 pages of pictures. Yeah, there's not many pictures. There's pictures of me growing up. There's not many pictures of me as a kid because I've always been in and out of prison. I've never been around for pictures to be taken. You know, pictures of my family. I've never been around for pictures to be taken. It's quite, you know, you think to yourself, you know, it's not, you know, I mean, I've got, I've got a boy in Australia, you know, my sonny. I've got a girl in America, you know, and having my daughter in America, Ruby Ray, and she's a model, I think. You know, she's like her mother. Her mother's really, really attractive, tall, and she's like her mum. I think she's America being a model. My boy is the same as Australia. He was really pissed off at me. He come back to England. He wanted to see me, and he wanted to have a fight with his dad. I can't do that, you know what I mean? So I just pushed him aside, you know. I don't want to fight my boy, you know what I mean? I don't want to fight my son. I love my son, yeah. I don't want to fight him, man. There's no point, you know what I mean? He can hit me on the chin. He can do what he likes, but I would never fight my son, you know. I would never do that. I might, you know, if he hits me on the chin, I'm more like hitting back, you know what I mean? But I don't want to hurt him. I mean, my other boy Jay, he's a fantastic kid, mate. My other boy Jay, he's gone through a lot himself. He had a really bad accident. He died, come back, brought him back to his life. He's gone through a lot. Jay's bashed me a few times, you know, give me clumps in the face and the arms. And one day I just had to hit him back. I just had to let him know that don't keep doing it, you know what I mean? And, you know, and I had to do it, you know. And it hurt me to hit my son, but you got to let them know not to keep doing it. They can keep on and on taking the mickey out of you. And he didn't just take the mickey out of me, he kicked me between the legs. You know what I mean? And he was a kickboxer. He does taekwondo and all that, and he's a good boxer. You know, so he hurt me, yeah. So I had to just to show him that dad's still dad, and you got to do as you're told. You know what I mean? But I love him to death, my boy Jay. I've got a daughter, Jamie, as well. My little Jamie, she's absolutely stunning. You know, she's just. I've not seen her for years, man. I've not seen her for years. She's really beautiful, but you know, I've got to see her. You know, because you know, listen. Sometimes when that's the worst part about being in prison, you lose that contact. You lose it. Everything goes, and there's no real. You can't. You know, there's nothing there. What can you talk about? You know what I mean? You've been in prison most of your life. You know, and all your life is prison. That's why some of these people that have been in prison all their life, they haven't got no stories about the outside world. You know, and the stories that I've ever had about the outside world is when I come out of prison, I've gone mostly back to work with good people and they'll never be nicked as such, you know, later on, 3 or 4 years later or whatever, yeah, maybe, you know, but yeah, that happens in life, you know. I was a bit of a nut, you know. Mate, I really, you know, really for what I got out of, for what I got out of my life, I didn't get that much really to lose my life as such, you know what I mean? To lose your kids, to lose your mum, to lose your dad, You know, I've got brothers and sisters that I've lost, yeah, because we got nothing together. It's terrible, you know. We still talk, some of us, you know, but it's gone, mate. It's just gone. My sister's my sister, my brother's my brother, you know, and my other brother, my other sister. It's still blood, but it's gone, you know. It's I don't trust. You can't trust someone like being in that prison all his life. You know, there's no trust there. You know what I mean? You know. Plus, I was on crack cocaine for 8 years. I was on crack. You know, and it got to a stage when I was on crack cocaine that I was just taking it and, you know, bashing people up. I didn't care. I had no fear for anybody. You know what I mean? I just like go and smash people up and just take their money and their watches and all that, do silly things, yeah? And when I'm calling on for something, yeah, and they come up, I just grab them off and smash them to pieces, take everything off of them, money, gear, everything. So it went on for years doing that, yeah? And it comes to a stage that you know, you got to stop, mate. You got to stop. I got done for terrible charges. I got done for attempted murder charges, and got acquitted from them. You know, and like, you know, on crack. You know, on crack, trying to put me into something that I never did. You know, that makes it even worse. And you're on crack cocaine, you know, what's going on in your little head, you know what I mean? And getting to put into court and you smashing the court, it was just madness. Madness, mate. Madness, you know, and this is why I want to read my book. I want to read my book, you know, because, you know, there's so many stories in my book that I can, as I'm talking to you now, I can remember things, yeah, but I don't want to start talking about these things because it ruins my book, yeah. I just want everybody to enjoy it, you know. I mean, I'm quite lucky. The way my life's gone, i.e. that I ain't yet been killed. Not yet been killed, you know, reincarnated. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, my life's been on the borderline for a long time. You know, people have put hits on me most of my life. You know, but you know, as I'm saying, I'm a fighter. If someone puts a hit on me, I'll go hit for them. You know what I mean? I don't let people really take the piss out of me. You know what I mean? As such, that's how what's happened in my life. I've been fighting all my life, mate. Ever since as a young kid being molested, I've always been a fighter. I've always from them times. I've always been a fighter. Always schools, playgrounds, parks. You know, anywhere that I went, pubs, clubs, bars, I was always a fighter. On the doors, I've been on loads of doors of places, loads and loads of doors, yeah, loads of doors. I ain't fighting a no man. I never was afraid of no man, mate. No man threatened me, mate. No, not one person in my life has ever frightened me. You know what I mean? But man to man, mate. Nah, no way. Maybe 10-handed, fighter hands, 3-handed. Yeah, bullies. You know what I mean? If they don't want to fight me as a man, well, see you later. Do you know what I mean? And you know that was my game then. When I was my young days, didn't care for no one, mate. I didn't care for no one. I remember doing lab Bible, yeah, and you know, and sort of like right at the very end of the lab Bible, I was with Chrissy Lambiano from the Craze. Chrissy Lambo, pardon me, Chrissy Lambiano. Chrissy Lambiano got some good stories, mate. Great man, you know, great man, mate. When Ben was telling me about him as well, great person, you know, the Lambiano brothers, good people. And I'd done a podcast with him, a lab Bible, and right at the end of it, they said to Chris, "Have you got any regrets?" Chris said, "Yes." Chris was very much into sorry for what he's done, and you know, and he's into God now and all that. He found God. You know, that was it. You know, he found the Bible. He found God. Me, they asked me if I had any regrets. I said no, no regrets whatsoever. I had no regrets because I always want to keep getting nicked. Do you know what I mean? I had no regrets in my life. I've done it because I want to do it. I get in prison and come out and I'll go back to it. And there was no regrets, mate. Because if I had any regrets, I wouldn't have done nothing. I would never have done it. I would never have got nicked, you know. The only time that really I had regrets was when I got the IPP. And I went, 99 years. You got regrets, you know what I mean? After they've given you 99 years. Like the judge gives you a 2.5 year tariff, and all of a sudden they're telling you that you got an IPP, you got to do 99 years. Mate, and you're laying down your cell and you just can't believe it, that you've got 99 years. It didn't really hit me. It didn't really hit the screws. Didn't really know nothing about it when I got nicked. I was one of the first ones to get the IPP. You know, no one knew too much about it. They put me on a board. They put me on a board for the IPP, not on the board for my parole. I was 2.5 years remand. So they put me on a board after 2 years. You know, and I wondered what was going on. I thought I was getting released from my IPP. And then everything went pink Tom. You know, like everything went pink Tom, pink dockety, and all them things. You know what I mean? But I didn't care. You know what I mean? I thought, well, I'm doing 99 years now, mate. I've got to try and get out. And me being dyslexic and all these courses, I had to do all these courses, you know. But I was lucky. Me and Fish, I'd done 10 years in prison. I've done 12 years, 13 years nearly outside prison. So I've done about 22, 23 years on the IPP. People say, yeah, but you've done 10 years in prison, but then you come out. I said, yeah, but I was still on my IPP. I was still in IPP. I thought it was worse because, I was too frightened to go out my house, too frightened to go to the pub, too frightened to walk down the road. I didn't want to get myself in any problems whatsoever, you know, because they're teaching you, you know, look at pros and cons and challenging your thoughts and all that, you know, and